In this video, I'll share with you why life in Dubai is both a blessing and a curse. Okay? And you tell me if what I'm saying is right or wrong. I'll start with my own personal experiences. And this is especially directed to those people who claim that, oh, you're no longer in Dubai. Dubai has changed. It has moved on. It is now a different place from what it used to be. You're still hanging on to the past. I'll prove you wrong. Okay? And I invite you to prove me wrong. My stepfather, in the early 80s, when he was working in Dubai, okay, his name was Pinto. He was working for Bukatir Investments, Imitac. So every day, 6 days a week. That time he used to work 6 days a week. Now it's 5 days a week. And holidays were Thursday half day or Friday holiday. Saturday was a working day. Now it is obviously Saturday and Sunday to align themselves globally. Okay. So every day he used to get up at I think 5:30 or 6 in the morning. 6. Yeah, because he was living walking distance from the office. So he used to get up at 6 in the morning every single day. And every single day, first thing he would do is obviously go to the toilet, answer nature's call, freshen up. And after he would finish that, he would go to the kitchen and he would prepare his breakfast. The general breakfast, 2 eggs and a toast. And he would have a tea. He would drink Lipton tea with milk. Okay? You had Nido those days, Nido, rainbow milk or whatever. And as he was making breakfast, obviously he would wake me up. I hated getting up in the morning. He would wake me up to study, which I found very boring. And after he would have his breakfast, all he would finish in, say, 1 hour. By 7 o'clock, he would start getting ready for office. He would wear his office shirt, trousers. Those days, the trousers were above the belly button. He would wear his cheap formal shoes, dress up, put powder, whatever. Little perfume spray. And then, because it was walking distance, he didn't have to take any car, nothing. He would go walking to the office. And that is why he could afford to get up at 6. But if he was staying far, maybe you'd get up at 5:30. And obviously, lucky for him, he worked in Sharjah, he lived in Sharjah, so he didn't have to go through traffic. And this would continue until afternoon, which would be somewhere 1 o'clock is the break. So by 1, he would come walking back home, have a little food, and then go back home. Mostly food would be rice and curry and a little bit of fish or chicken. Indian food, very smelly. And then he would go back and he would finish work. Those days, he would finish work by 5 o'clock. And once again come walking back home. He would reach by 6:30. And then obviously first go have a shower. Then house clothes wear a lungi. Lungi is like a sarong. It's like a cloth, colorful cloth. You can Google search, South Indians wear it. And he would sit and watch his TV. Those days we had a CRT kind of a monitor, olden days. And by the time I would come back from school or my mother would come back, she was doing freelance work or whatever. So this is how their life went. And when my mother was working for a company, they would also work, get up at the same time, go together. My mother obviously used to drive. Okay, so I gave you a typical family life. When I got into the corporate world, same thing. I also got up at a fixed time in the morning. But being in my 20s, I would just get up half an hour before work would start. So obviously I would just get up, oh, sheesh, I'm getting late, rush to the toilet, freshen myself up. And because I was staying near the office, rush to the bank, Citibank, and there show my face to the boss, like as if I woke up hours early. She would make out that I just woke up and gave, like, yeah, go freshen up, drink your coffee. But as time passed by and I became more responsible and I stayed far, I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning every single day. 5:30 in the morning, have a shower, take the coffee in my mug, sit in my car after having bath, whatever, drive, because obviously it would take 1 hour in traffic, and in between stop by a Enoch or Epco. Those days Enoch and Epco was very popular, especially when Epco launched the first time. It was a concept petrol station and where you could buy something from the store. Before it was only petrol, Emirates Petroleum it was called. So Enoch, Epco, and then Adnoc stations also came up. So we'd stop there and buy a coffee, buy some sandwiches, buy some croissant or whatever was cooking, buy some chocolates, buy a Red Bull. You know, when you're young, you can eat whatever. Sit back in the car or stop at a McDonald's, you know, burger and this and that. And obviously the car music is on, or you're listening to something and you're munching and eating and going all the way. Obviously you don't want to put sauce or anything on your suit and tie or shirt and tie. Finally reach the office. You know, just make sure there's nothing on your lips or mouth. Check yourself, park your car. That is if you have company parking, or obviously in some places where you work in a building, you have to search for a paid parking. That is a big headache. So finding a parking is a headache. Then you just have to rush to work. In between, when you're driving through traffic, you'll see people trying to, you know, cut into your lane and you're cutting into others' lane. You know, people are losing their cool, and there is hardly any place when you're bumper to bumper and a guy still wants to squeeze his stupid ass car in your lane, and you get angry and you don't want him to come in. And there are some guys who will go from this lane to this lane to this lane to that lane to that lane, and finally after 45 minutes you'll see the same car just next to you. After all going to lane, he's still there. So there are some people, and then you'll see two cars, you know, fighting with each other. The guy, yo, your mother, your father, yeah, sharmuta, yeah. And then if there's an accident, the whole bloody traffic jam, the lane gets jammed because they bumped into each other. So that rush is always there to get to work. And now, obviously in Dubai, there are trains and metro and buses, but it's still not easy to travel. So even though there have been these few technological advancements or quality of life improvements like metro, bus, still it's a headache. The traffic has grown, where once upon a time traveling from Sharjah to Dubai was 2 dirhams sharing. Mark my words, 2 dirhams. You can ask anyone, old timers, 2 dirhams sharing, which increased to 4 dirham sharing from Sharjah till Danata. Those days it was called the Danata building. It was iconic with its shape. They changed it to blue and tinted glass. The clock tower area used to take $2 sharing, then they become $4. Now there's no sharing. They were the Pathan taxis those days. They would, like how, you know, it had that particular smell. If they would put perfume and decorate it like their bride, you know, like Google search Afghanistan or Pakistan taxis, trucks, how they decorate like a bride, you know, like it was their baby. But the ones where they would not put any perfume, it would smell of their body odor. They would put I don't know, leather or not leather, sorry, fur, red fur, animal fur or whatever. So anyway, those all went away and Dubai taxis came and Sharjah taxis, all the taxis, overpriced. It seems it costs up to 85 dirhams go from Sharjah to Dubai now. That also, if you get stuck in traffic, you're finished. And then obviously there was no road toll, there was no salik. They introduced it to reduce traffic. What bullshit. They introduced it to make money. I told people those days. That time when the first salik came, it was a shocker. People were afraid. Oh, what will we do? Today there are so many saliks. So much money is going just road toll, where traffic is reduced. So anyway, people still follow the 5 days or 6 days a week. They still work. They're stuck in traffic jams even more. They spend more time in their car commuting. And even though COVID made work from home a possibility, people still have to meet each other face to face. Otherwise, business does not run. This virtual communication is only limited to things which are not important, which are important. Physical presence make a difference. That's why you'll never have site visits or important meetings virtually. No, they're done physically. So, the daily routine gets to you. So, my stepfather had a daily routine. I had a daily routine. We had a daily routine when we would go for our lunch. For me, lunch was either go to a shopping mall and eat, or a takeaway you could order. That would be afternoon. Obviously, tea, coffee in the pantry. And then evenings while driving back, if you love to eat food, you'll grab a Burger King or something and drive on the way back. Or you'll just park a Enoch, Epco, Adnoc, take some snacks, munch all your way back home. And because of the traffic, by the time you reach home, you're exhausted. It's 7. So, my stepfather's generation, his lifestyle. Why are you barking? Why are you barking? I was peacefully walking. Everybody can. Yeah. How are you guys? How are you? Fine? How are you doing? Right? Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, bored. They're like, we thought some action would be. So the point I'm trying to say is that lifestyle that my stepfather lived, his generation, a routine. I live the same. And today I'm going to be in my 50s. Now you are living the same. You also have a daily routine. You get up at a fixed time. You have to report to work at a fixed time. You have to meet your office colleagues at a fixed time. My stepfather used to do that. I used to do that. You have to do that. People you like, people you don't like, people you can tolerate, people you can't tolerate. Your boss, who's always having 110 things on their mind and looks like your boss wants to jump on your case. And the same old faces every time, same old egos. And then, obviously, meeting customers, the headache. And before you know it, the whole day is over. So this, my stepfather went through. I went through it. Now you're going through it. Agreed, you will say that, oh, this happens everywhere in the world. Let's focus on Dubai. Okay, let's focus on Dubai. Because that is where my experience is. But now, what is the curse and what is the blessing? The fact that you can earn a livelihood, the fact that you can go to work, the fact that there is security, the fact that you have so many options, driving, sitting on a nice car, AC, listening to radio. There is no war, there is no terrorism, there is no Okay, day-to-day headaches are there. The fact that you can go to an office to work where you get a monthly salary on time, or in some cases, some people don't get it on time. The fact that everyone identifies you with your name and you have a designation, you have a desk, you have a chair, you have people who you interact with. And then obviously there are those festivals, Diwali and Eid and the national holidays or the Eid holidays or Christmas holidays, New Year holidays, and you celebrate each other's birthday, anniversary, Valentine's Day, cutting the cake. All fun stuff, yeah, all fun stuff. And nowadays, companies even offer squash and cricket and badminton and table tennis and perks of flying, perks of five-star hotels and for their executives, because they want you to stay in that company, don't want you to leave. All this is great. But then where does it become a curse? The problem is when you go through this lifestyle day in and day out, you become habituated to it. It becomes your life, becomes your identity, it becomes your... you get so used to it, it becomes you. Because it's a fact. One day you will lose your job or you will leave that job. That's a fact, right? For all expats. One day you'll either resign or they will ask you to go. The lucky thing was in my stepfather's days, okay, they would keep you at least 20, 30 years. My stepfather, he was 25 years in the same company. Then even though he left, he came back again. They took him back in the same company. But today's day and age, like in this thing, 25 years was 5 years. But today, people change every couple of years. Or if they have a very comfortable job, which they know is far beyond their pay grade, and they'll never get anything better, they will stick to it for the rest of their lives. They'll hold on to it as if someone is holding on to a straw, like a life-saving buoy, or they would drown and die. They cling on to it with their lives, like Star Wars, how the Mark Hamill was clinging on. This continues until one day it's no longer there. And that is the day it becomes the biggest curse. That is the day, you'll not believe how much it will eat into you. It'll destroy you. My stepfather, after he lost his job, he was not the same person anymore. He used to still get up in the morning, but he didn't know what to do. So he tried for another job, and he tried for the rest of his life. He never got anything because he didn't know how to make his resume. He didn't know how to face interviews. He didn't have any of the skills those days. In my case, okay, I've been a little lucky that I could work remotely. YouTube was created, Google was created, the internet, social media. So yeah, I'm maybe the first generation that is working like this. But now you have your generation, where people, while working, they are also trying something online, or either Instagram or e-commerce or Shopify or some business. People are adventurous. Information is more universal. It's easily accessible. Global competition. People from all parts of the world are meeting each other. So things have changed that way, yes. But the job is still your identity in UAE. When you speak to anyone who works at Emirates Airlines, what do they say? They'll never say, I work for an airline company. I work for Emirates. Emirates. If they work in a government entity, I work for the government. Abu Dhabi government, Dubai government. They like to brag. It's bragging rights, right? I'm not ordinary. I work in a big. And then obviously you're designated. Some people I'm the founder, CEO, or I'm the sales manager, territory manager, regional head. Their card will say, nice card, nice designation. My stepfather never had a card. I had many cards, which I made for my ego. Today, You can either make it or the company gives you. Feels good when you have your own cabin, your own space to work, your own computer, your own laptop, Microsoft Teams, Bottom, Google Duo, so many things. Yeah, good. But the day you lose your job, all this is gone. You get up in the morning for what? Then where will you drive in the traffic? There's nowhere to go. Before you'd at least go to the office and people will say, hey, morning, good morning, stand up, give you respect. Now nobody is there. So where do you go? Before everyone wanted to talk to you, you talk to everyone. At least some form of communication would be there. But now there is nothing. Before people would at least call you. Now nobody calls you. And this you would not know. Only ask your parents or ask somebody who has worked. Once you lose your job and designation, nobody calls you. Your phone will not ring. You'll not have any emails coming in. In fact, before people would come and kiss your ass, but now you have to chase them. And before they would die to pick up your phone call, and they would tell you, why are you not picking up the call, man? Hey, come on, man. We missed you. But now when you call the very same people, they'll ignore your calls. And especially if they know that you need a job or you need help. Before they would stand up when you'd walk into an office. Morning, sir. Morning, sir. Morning. Good morning. But now nobody stands. Nobody gives a damn about you. Lunch, though, you'll have at your home. Very boring. Nothing to do. Then again, you'll sit and think what to do next. And before you know it, dinner. Very quiet. So now you've lost your schedule. You've lost your identity. You've lost the people you know. You lost your earning capacity. You have lost the power that you had, the seat that you worked so hard to gain, the position. And now you're back to square one. Who are you? Nobody knows. Nobody cares. All the years you gave to the company, well, they'll say, we paid you for it. You didn't work for free. So if you have enough and more savings, nothing to worry about. If you don't have that, then you're just looking into the abyss and wondering, what do I do now, man? Will someone take care of me? Will someone be there for me? And there are 110 questions. You don't know what to do, man. And there you'll just look back on the days and wonder, that time I had a job, I had a position, I had a car, I had status, I had respect, I had friends. All gone. And now you're ordinary. And this is where, people start rapidly aging. Because there's no more a challenge, no more something to do, no more a reason to wake up in the morning, no more to do anything. And where it becomes even a bigger problem, a bigger curse, a bigger headache is you spend your entire life in a place like Dubai where everything is fast, furious. And now you want to retire. But where do you retire? Who are your friends? Who do you hang around with? Most of the people you know have left. They have gone back to their home country, or they have migrated somewhere else, or their children have decided their future. And you start looking around. Okay, thankfully you have Facebook, but that's not like the real thing. You have social media. How much can you dwell on it? You'd still want something real, correct? And that is where you realize, sheesh, man. All the years I gave to my company, all the years I gave to the employer, that was the position, that was the for the employer. Who knows me now? Nobody. And if anyone knows you also, they're not bothered. They don't care. They have their own shit to worry about. Why should they bother about you? Big question, right? And then the question comes, okay, now what do I do, man? Unanswered questions. And I bump into so many who still want to work because they still have good number of years left in them. They still want to work. They still want to do something. They still want to be independent. But the world is changing so rapidly. They ask themselves, okay, what do we do, man? How do we survive? How do we sustain? Children have gone big. Everyone's doing their own thing. Nobody cares. And when you couple the fact that this is your reality, nobody cares, you don't have a position, you don't have power, you don't have the respect. And then on top of that, you need a visa to stay in that country. So you better have enough and more money. It is killing. Unless you have millions, it is something that will eat you up inside. And you'll wonder, what will I do, man? And then you're left to a silent kind of a prison in your own mind, wondering what is next. You'll see your children, grow their wings and start flying, and then you'll be left under their mercy. Obviously, the only thing which is not constant will be the costs. Costs will increase. Expenses will increase. Purchasing power will decrease. Your importance, though, doesn't exist. And then you'll just wonder, okay, what do I do? Do I just go for walks every day? Do I just, see happiness in my grandchildren? Do I live my life being, under the mercy of my children, who will be hopefully nice to me? What will I do? Where will I go? What's my future? This is the blessing and this is the curse of living in Dubai, UAE for expats. The only solution is the standard. Earn enough money, have enough money, save enough money, where you don't have to worry. But then again, if that was so easy, wouldn't everyone do it? I'll tell you, even the next 50 years or 100 years, people will still continue doing the same. Get up at the same time, get fresh and grab their cup of coffee in their steel mug, Starbucks style, rush down to their vehicle, drive down through the traffic to their workplace. Once at the workplace, meet your colleagues who you don't care a damn about, who just don't have an option. Have people who irritate you. Have clients who think they can afford to sit on your head and treat you like shit. They literally have to beg sometimes just to get things done. Or even if the customer has to buy from you. Before you know it, lunch break. Then you're back to work. And then the day is over. Then you drive back home exhausted. Might go to the gym, might do something, might go out, have some fun. And the day is over. And then when the weekend comes, do the laundry, do the miscellaneous work, sort out stuff, go out, meet some guys, girls, have fun, watch a movie, unwind. And then before you know it, prepare yourself for the coming week. That's what my stepfather did. That's what I did. That's what you're doing. And that's what the future will do. It's never going to change. Only thing that's going to change is the levels of stress, the competition, the cutthroat attitude, and the lack of human connection. Otherwise, everything else is the same. Like they say, no? Same shit, different day. That's all it is. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Love to hear from you. You guys take care. Ciao.